Hey, what's up? This is Jedi Steve. Who gives a who gives a fuck about the Confederate soldier statues? Who cares about those? I know a lot of people. There's a movement online about taking all those down. I mean, not just online. It's like online in person, and a lot of protests and everything like that. And I think it's good to stand up. But what if we used all this energy that people are going towards taking these Confederate statues down? Of some people, I understand how that could be frustrated, and I guess if I went out of my way and I went and saw one of these statues, I would be upset for a moment about it, but also that feeds me to do more good. Things like that feed me to do more good. So taking it down, I mean, what's gonna be the motivator? And when you're doing good at a level of a Gandhi or Nelson Mandela. I mean, Nelson Mandela had to have 28 years in prison in order to be able to develop the wisdom and humility in order to just totally shift South Africa to another level of consciousness, or get them to the same level of consciousness of every other place on the planet. So why are we going to take those away? One of the things that is real good, maybe not out in the open, but one of the things that how Germany has responded after the reign of Hitler is they really don't, I mean, maybe not in public and talking about it, but in classrooms they talk about the horrific act of what Hitler created, and all Germans are moments from tears of that time. And even like a lot of the college students I talked to them, as I talked about Hitler, and they get tears in their eyes, I said, you know what, I'm just as responsible of what the Klan's doing today and what they've done throughout history than they are responsible, because they weren't alive during Hitler. I'm alive, and the Klan's doing stuff now. I'm just as responsible. I'm more responsible for what the Klan's doing than they are responsible for what Hitler. But if everybody took ownership, such as me and many others are doing, but if more and more people did that, then we wouldn't have to worry about a lot of these type of things. So for me, these statues that are up represent something. They represent a time in history, and they represent that we're evolving, and it's a good place to go and get your video up and talk about it. We don't want to sweep that stuff under the carpet. We don't want to put those things in the closet somewhere. We want them that out in the open. This is the way it is. This is how the South was. This is how the region are. These are things that are happening. Because a lot of times when you do stuff like that, you're not able to pay attention to what's going on now. We need to see that we all have the capabilities to think and act upon evil, and it's good to know that that's part of who all of us are. Even if we don't act on it, it's part of being human. And I'm not like Hitler's a fucking total asshole. I'm not trying to give him. I mean, I can't even come up with a phrase for him. He's just that's just like a horrible human. I'm sure they could come up with a lot of other names for it, but we're all capable of getting into that zone. So I'm saying these statues are made of cement, and then some cement sometimes, and sometimes metal, but within it either goes to cement to the core. But what are you made of to the core of your existence? Who are you at your core of existence? What challenges in life can you help to benefit society? Because we need to catch up. We need to evolve to catch up with this technology, because we're just sharing the bad that's going on. There's some good going on, and the good's going, but it doesn't get as many views as the crap. We're like, humanity is evolving, but we're seeing just a bunch of this other stuff. So for me, it's like no, fine, see what's going on, and don't let it motivate you for destructing and attacking stuff. Motivate it for get some friends together that were too lazy to get together, didn't have any time. Get some friends together and like sit and sit like once a week for an hour and say, how can we uplift humanity? How can we come together to uplift humanity? Even if you just sat and just asked that question over and over again, how can we get together to uplift humanity? That's the question that society needs to know. Not giving power to this stuff. You know what? The general doesn't scare me. The statue of the general doesn't scare me. Those motherfuckers are dead. And going back to Hitler is like people like try to get so much shit on there. There's probably 10 Hitlers in the world right now. I'm concerned about those. And we're talking about people who are leading it that have the potential to do what he did in a very short time. 10 of those motherfuckers right now. They got the money, got the everything, and at the level of crazy and everything. How is good gonna overpower evil in every sense of the word? Because a lot of this stuff that's going on, all they're doing is you're more feeding and you're more creating from adding more situations and producing more evil masters. How can you support something that is good in the world? How can you give power to something that's good in the world? How can we give power to something that's good in the world? Hope you found this of value. Peace.